Hello there guys and welcome, it is Neron here, and today it is time for another episode of the Ultimate Driver series. Of course, it's the crossover career between F1 2013 and Grid Autosport. The rules are here on the screen. I'll leave you some time to familiarise yourselves with those, but in the meantime, last episode we were at Spa-Francorchamps in the first round of the Formula B Championship, having won Formula C in the first two episodes. The team standings and the driver standings were just on the screen a minute ago. You guys can check that out for yourselves. But this time we are here at Jarama, and also later on we will be at Hockenheim. It's time though for race 1. Having got 2/3 in Spa-Francorchamps, we were looking good this time. We started 6th on the grid here, just behind the two K&N cars. We got an absolutely horrific start, as per usual, losing out to a Razor car and a Forge car there, being Aaron O'Sullivan. I think losing out to Lars de Jong there, the Dutchman as well. Managed to lunge back up the inside there at turn 1 of Aaron O'Sullivan and then of Lars de Jong a few corners later, still on lap 1, but now all over the back of the two K&N cars, and people were starting to fan out absolutely all over the place down this great long straight that we've got here at Jarama, and down into turn 1 we got punted from behind there by Lars de Jong, boxed in a little bit there by Stefano Bruno, who was being passed by his K&N teammate, and we ended up losing a position, losing 6th there to the Dutchman Lars de Jong. We managed to reclaim that though just one corner later, I think. They're right on the back of Stefano Bruno and made a move up the inside of him at the next corner. No, sorry, Stefan Nikolov, who apparently lost out again to his Italian teammate. Not quite their cleanest of moves, ended up getting nudged out wide, but I didn't mean it to be, obviously. You know, I wasn't intending for that to happen. They managed to breeze past both Stefano Bruno and Owen Cook with the help of the slipstream down the start-finish straight, but it took until the final lap, the final few corners, to catch the leading pair who managed to get up the inside of Owen Cook in the Intel car. We would not, unfortunately, though, be able to catch our teammate Leo Turner and take the win. He took the win in front of ourselves in second and Owen Cook in third, with Stefano Bruno, Nathan McCain there rising up into 5th place in front of Cody Harris, Stefan Nikolov and Yuki Nakamura in the second of the Raven West cars. This is how it led the championship, just 4 points now in front of our teammate Leo Turner, who was a further, I think, 4 points in front of Owen Cook, with Yuki Nakamura there 4th in the championship after a pretty bad race. But nevertheless, we started the second race of the day, 15th on the grid yet again. The usual absolutely horrendous start, but watch out for my teammate. He's directly in front of us down into turn 1. He goes through the middle of everyone and came out of the first corner in 8th. From last on the grid, absolutely incredible. We managed to take 1 place, getting past Stefano Bruno. A few corners later, we then managed to get around the outside of our teammate, around the outside of Cody Harris and up into 14th place. Bad run there for one of the Raven West cars, enabled us to get up into 13th and then 12th, and all sorts of contact there as well. Cody Harris losing his Owen Cook losing his rear wing actually, as well as Yuki Nakamura. Onto the second lap, we managed to get past Nathan McCain, but we're stuck now in this absolutely massive gaggle. Meanwhile, our teammate was having an absolutely incredible race in 3rd place, but look at this huge crash. Lars de Jong rolling across the track, not even sure what he did, kicking up a huge amount of grass, having to just about get out of the way of him. Great run though out of that last corner, managed to get us 3 positions though, until Dmitry Alsov decided to turn blind apparently, and a Raven West car managed to get around the outside. We managed to then pass him a few corners later and onto lap 3, and next up for us was Aaron O'Sullivan, the Irishman, in the Forge Motorsport car, and then Frederick Christensen, but then disaster, getting a wheel or two onto the dirt on the inside. We dropped down to 15th place there, spinning out, and we now had to do all that work again. Thankfully we weren't down in last, that was Lars de Jong's occupation, having rolled several times. Then managed to move up into 14th place, having seen Pau Jimenez there spin to the outside. Onto the penultimate lap of the race, at lap 4 or 5, we managed to get up the inside of Cody Harris, but still wasn't looking good. They made a move at the inside of the Italian Stefano Bruno for K&N Motorsport, and then edged ourselves at the inside of Owen Cook, the American too. And still on this same lap, we managed to get around the outside of Dmitry Alsov, and then have a lunge at Axel Berg, went round the outside of him through better traction, and then Nathan McCain here, the rear wingless Raven West car of Yuki Nakamura, was then next up, having just about got at the inside of Nathan McCain. Slightly messy, but still on the back straight, or sorry, on the front straight. Managed to then breeze past Yuki Nakamura, who was struggling without that rear wing. Next up was the K&N car then of Stepan Nikolov. We managed to easily get around the outside of him on the final lap. All we had to do now was catch and pass Frederick Christensen and Andre Degaru to take an incredible 4th. We managed to do the first and get past Frederick Christensen, but in the run to the line we got in the slipstream of Andre Degaru, but we wouldn't quite be able to get past him. A really close finish there, less than a 10th of a second in it. Meanwhile, Carlos Munoz won the race there, the Spanish for Forge Motorsport, in front of Leo Turner, our teammate, and Aaron O'Sullivan. So really incredible comeback there from Leo Turner, and that put him in the ascendancy in terms of the championship. He now led by 6 points, and this is how it left the team standings. Team Kicker now leading by a monumental amount there, 64 points, one of Intel, Raven West, Forge and K&N, going into the next round of the season, being Hockenheim here, round 3. Leo Turner, of course, as per usual, starting on pole, making it very difficult for ourselves. We started 7th, but quickly dropped down to 8th after a good start from Andre Degaru, the Romanian. Down into turn 1, we got all sorts of contact there from Aaron O'Sullivan. We were unable to get past Andre Degaru through the first few corners, but we were gifted 2 positions when Stefano Bruno spun at the hairpin and then held up the Razor driver. So that put us up into 5th place. We then made a decent move on Stepan Nikolov through the last few corners, but unfortunately went wide, and that allowed the Russian in the K&N car to breeze back through. Talking of breezing, we actually managed to get past him pretty easily in a straight line down the back straight. We weren't able to get past Owen Cook straight away, but at the hairpin we managed to get past. Unfortunately though, both of us lost out to Stepan Nikolov onto the penultimate lap of the race. We managed to just about squeeze up the inside of the Russian there through the second corner, but we couldn't quite, unfortunately, catch Owen Cook and Leo Turner in front of us, and yet again we lost points to our English teammate and rival. Leo Turner winning in front of Owen Cook, the American, ourselves there in 3rd with Nikolov 4th, Cody Harris 5th, and Nathan McCain 6th in front of the 2 Spaniards, Pau Jimenez and Carlos Munoz. Leo Turner now had a 14-point lead on us in the championship with Owen Cook 3rd, Nakamura 4th, and Nikolov there in 5th, and this was starting to become a problem now. Because obviously in Formula C, we never really lost the championship lead by a decent amount, and now we were properly chasing our teammate in the championship. In race 2 though, of course, with the reverse grid, we started 14th, lost out immediately, 1 place of course is as per usual. Owen Cook there going through later on, just a corner later through turn 2, managed to get around the outside of Nikolov, and then down the straight getting much better traction than Nathan McCain and than Owen Cook. 3 abreast we run. McCain had to back out of it in the middle. We couldn't quite get past Owen Cook, and at the next corner we actually lost out to Stepan Nikolov, which put us back down into 14th place here. But down into the run into this left-hand corner, looked up the inside of Nikolov, and McCain managed to creep round the outside. Next up was Leo Turner. Thankfully we didn't lose out to Leo Turner, but we're now down in 15th place, having made a pretty scrappy move though on Nathan McCain. Down into the hairpin we came, all sorts of carnage going on. Nikolov there losing some rear wing, I think, in the end. We managed to get past him and then breeze past Pau Jimenez with the better traction. Next up was now the Dane, Frederick Christensen, in the Liqui car, and made a pretty good move up the inside of him through that left-hander. Owen Cook and Cody Harris were next up in the Intel Motorsport cars, and made pretty good progress. We managed to get past both of those guys, although Cody Harris pushed us quite wide there through turn 1, but Owen Cook had been past, and he was one of our big rivals in terms of the championship. We then managed to get up the inside of Aaron O'Sullivan, who was missing his rear wing, but he then repassed us there with a pretty decent move up the inside through that quick right-hander. We managed to get back at him through the long sweeping left-hander in front. But in front of us there, Axel Berg and the Razor car, I believe that was, of Degaru, were really holding us up. Berg tried to make a move on Degaru, failed, managed to get up into 7th place, but it took us another whole lap to get back up in front then of Andre Degaru. That really held us up and meant we couldn't catch the guys in front, and 6th place was as high as we were going to finish. It wasn't too bad because we beat Leo Turner, but it could have been a lot better. Lars de Jong won the race for Yuki Nakamura, Stefano Bruno, Carlos Munoz, and I think Dimitri Arsov there in 5th place. Now this is how it affects the driver standings though. Leo Turner now leading by only 10 points in front of ourselves, and Owen Cook there behind 30 points off the lead. Here are the team standings though. Team Kicker, our team of course, our scholarship team, leading the way by quite some distance from Intel Motorsport, Raven West and K&N with Forge 5th and Razor in 6th. But nevertheless, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Ultimate Driver. Like and subscribe if you did, and comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. Next time out, we will be racing at the Red Bull Ring and then at Yas Marina, the full circuit. So stick around for that. That will be the finale of this season, and we'll be hopefully moving in to Formula 1 next time out. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.